Psychetruth. Life, wisdom.
Hi, it's Courtney and you're watching Legs Up the Wall video. So this is another great video for back pain, and please follow along with me and enjoy this practice. I'm going to show you how we get into legs up the wall. Just notice I've got a blanket folded here against the wall. You can use a cushion or a blanket. You could also just lay flat on the ground. You don't have to have a blanket if you don't need one or if you don't have one. So to get into legs up the wall, I'm going to turn away and I'm going to put my hips up on the blanket and lay down like a little baby and then roll my knees up. Pretty simple. If you're not quite as close to the wall as I am, and you can do this little upside down caterpillar walk where you just crawl, use your elbows and inchworm your way towards the wall. So you have your hips pretty close here and your legs extended up. Deep breath and relax. So this is the last video I'm making before I fly off to Sri Lanka, and I'm just wondering if you guys like to travel and if you've been anywhere exotic or any beautiful beaches or inspiring places in the world. Love to hear from you, where you like to travel, where you've been, where you want to go. Legs up the wall is a great pose to do if you are traveling because it's really grounding and it helps us return back into our foundations. And sometimes when we're traveling, even if we're just moving from one house to another or taking a quick vacation, we can get a little bit off balance, and legs up the wall helps us reground ourselves and connect to our deeper roots. So even if we are far from our home and far from our more lifestyle roots, we can connect to our energetic roots, and it's really relaxing as well and helps to dissolve tension in your hips and dissolve tension in your lower back. Deep breath in and deep breath out, and you don't have to think too much about it, but you will notice that tension starting to dissolve. So I'm laying here for a while just to feel the energetic grounding as my legs relax, and the energy that's tight in my hamstrings, energy that's tight around my ankles and my knees starts to soften, and feel the support of the ground underneath you. From here, variation we can play with is, I'm going to shift my hips just a couple of inches over to my left side, and I'm going to lower my right leg just like the hand of a clock moves. So you're going to lower your leg, and if it doesn't come all the way to the ground, you're going to prop it up on a chair or a block or something. If it comfortably comes all the way to the ground, you can lower your leg. In this pose, you want to make sure the hips are still close to the wall. And take a few deep breaths here. This starts to open the inner thighs and open the inner hips, so this can be kind of tight and also can carry tension around the knees, so be sure and be gentle with yourself. Don't overextend. You're going to feel the good kind of stretch that's really continuing to lengthen as you stay in the pose for a period of time, and not this kind of stretch that's acute and it's calling to you to get out of the stretch as fast as possible. We want to be in the zone where we can stay here for a really, really, really long time. I'm going to keep us moving. So you can just relax as much as you need to, and I'll keep the time for us. Going over to the other side. Again, your hips are the foundation here, so you want to keep your hips close to the wall, so the legs are extending comfortably out of your hips. Deep breathing. This tension in the inner thigh can be a cause for low back pain. It can be a cause for knee pain. So this sometimes is uncomfortable, but again, we want to look for the good kind of pain, because as we bring circulation to these muscles that are tight, we're bringing more flexibility, more awareness, and we are increasing our range of motion. So as we become freer to move and to really expand our range of motion, all the tension that gets caught up and that causes us pain, we start to just naturally avoid, because we know intelligently, we know how to move our bodies in a way that's going to serve our good feelings and not those painful feelings. So now I've brought both of my legs back up. And we can go again off to the right side. So I'm going to shift my hips gently over to the left. Drop my right leg. And if you'd like to, you can also lower your left leg on top, so we have a twist. And I'm just turning to look away from my legs to balance chest and hips and head. So a thing you can focus on here when your legs are stacked is your bottom leg is supporting your top leg. So you can play with how to make your feet equal. This is one way to go about it, but notice my hips are kind of off center. If I extend my feet to match each other more, I'm drawing in and back through my bottom hip, and I'm shifting over through my top hip, and that keeps the hips stacked and keeps the sacrum healthy and the lower back healthy. I'm just going to bend my knee to lift my leg back up so I don't pull any muscles. And then I'm going to shift my hips over to the right side, lower my left leg, and then lower my right leg. Notice when I initially do it, there's all this space in between my feet, but if I draw my left leg into the hip and I extend my right leg away, there's an upward, it's hard to show, there's an upward pull on this leg and a downward pull on this leg, and then I twist my chest and look away. Lift legs back up to the wall. And one final thing to do before you come down is draw the soles of your feet together, with your knees butterflied apart. So when you're coming out of legs up the wall, you're going to stay low to the ground, and you're just going to turn your knees off to the side and roll into a little child's pose on your side. So you roll off, and then I'm just going to move quickly to stay on the ground. And then you can move to where you stay close to the ground in a child's pose. And this just helps keep your blood pressure balanced. When you're doing legs up the wall, it's a mild inversion, so you get a lot of return circulation through your heart and through your head, and we don't want to just pop right back up into a standing position. We want to come out gradually. So So you'll just notice there's a very grounding quality of legs up the wall when you come out. It's not just that we're grounding into our hips and that we're finding stability through our hip joints. It's that we're actually really energetically bringing ourselves home and creating that earthy, inward journey. So enjoy the effect of the pose, and it's great for evening routine after work, so that you can just kind of continue into a more relaxed period of your day. So I really would love to hear from you about where you've traveled, where you want to go, and maybe some of the favorite places that you've been. Thank you so much for following along and watching this video. I hope that you favorite it so that you can relax and restore with legs up the wall again. Also watch the other videos and practice with the videos for lower back pain. That can also be a great complement to this video. And thank you again so much. I look forward to practicing with you some more, and all the best. Namaste. Okay. I just okay. Awkward. Ugh.